Hi guys, Pete here from Ashton's Cars. Today, bit of a bargain basement edition. We've got a Volkswagen Passat, harking back to the year of 2007. This is a 2-litre TDI, and it's the estate, it's the wagon, which was a very popular car in its day, and still to this day I think really represents really good family motoring if you can get a good one. That's the question though, can you get a good one these days? Well, I think I've got one right here. This car has done 187,000 miles, but look at the condition of it. Really, really good condition. It was owned by a mechanic, so he's looked after this car really well. Usually when I see these now, the wings have just rusted off the front of them. The dual mass flywheels are making a racket. This car's got none of that, and it's got a full service history with it. So I'm really, really quite impressed. I took this car in part exchange this morning from the previous owner, had a really long chat with him. He's an absolute car nut, really loves his cars. He's got this, and he also had an R36, the V6 four-wheel drive estate version of this car. So this was his daily, and he's just upgraded it for something a little bit newer, but in all fairness, this car's an absolute credit to him. It's in really, really good shape for its age and mileage. So it does mean it's a car that we will sell ourselves here at Ashton Cars. So let's have a little look at what it's got to offer. We'll have a quick walk around it, fire it up, and see what the verdict is, really. See if I've got an absolute gem, and I think I have. So, first thing I always look at on these are the front wings. Now this one has got a little dent in its front wing by here, but apart from a little bit of blistering by there, can you see that? It's all in very, very good condition. It certainly, it still looks relatively well presented. So I'm not going to go painting the car or mess about with it too much. It will be sold. We'll be upfront about the fact that it's blistering a little bit in that dent, but we will sell it as it is to keep the price down. The car has still got its Volkswagen plates on it, like Ridgeway Volkswagen. Got front and rear parking sensors and 17-inch alloy wheels. It is a sport spec, this is. And under the bonnet is the 140 horsepower TDCI, the 2-litre TDCI engine, which was the backbone of Volkswagen and Audi Group at this period, and was a very, very good engine indeed. This particular one has had a new turbo on it at some point. I've got the receipts and bits for that in the back. It's had several cam belts done on it in its life, but it's driving like an absolute peach. I've just dropped our driver down to the station in Newport, which is about 15 miles from here. So a 30-mile round trip. Did a little bit of running around here as well, and then just got it washed off quickly. And I could be driving this car all day. I'm quite happy in it. It's really, really clean and tidy. Now I'll show you the boot and also the history, because this is what I'm really interested in about this car, is the fact it's got history. The boot is huge, as you would expect, and has the parcel shelf intact, which is quite nice. These are great because they've got the 12-volt socket by there as well, so you can put your fridge and stuff in here as well if you wish to. Look at this. Service history from Volkswagen: 2008 at 14, 2009 at 23, 2010 at 32,000 miles, 2011 at 40, again Volkswagen. More Volkswagen history from 2012 at 49 and 2013 at 57. Then 2014 at Volkswagen, and that when it's done 65. Then in 2015 it went to an independent garage at 73,000 miles, had its front brake pads replaced as well. 83,000 miles there, another independent. Volkswagen though had it back in 2018, 107,000 miles. Then we got a record of cam belt and tensioners in 2011, 2012. Not sure what's been done there. More cam belt and tensioners. I think this must all be cam belt and tensioners. 127,000 miles in 2020. Cam belt and tensioners changed. Then more history from 2020. I've done this slightly in the wrong order. Independent. A independent service at 133,000 in 2020. Turbo replaced at 133 at the same time, 2020. 2021 we've got a service in the independent. 22 another independent, and 165,000 miles in 2023, an independent service there at Langford Garage. So I know it's got a very good history. It's been serviced since that by the previous owner. He was a mechanic, so I haven't got receipts for it. But he said he's got a bit of a workshop at home, and he's maintained this car at the workshop that he's got. So I know it's been serviced properly. Little scuff on the bumper there. Are you worried about that? Probably shouldn't be buying a 18-year-old car if you are worried about that. Look in the back of here. You know, the thing about these cars is there's no wear at all in these seats. Look at that. It's done 187,000 miles. There is absolutely no wear. It's like new still. And that, you know, you can say what you like about Volkswagen. There's not many cars that would stand up to 18 years and that mileage and look like that. Same story in the front. This is the sport model, so it's got these big bolsters on the seats, but look, they're all intact. The seat's perfect. 187,000 miles. I've seen cars with 80,000 miles that are much, much harder worn than this. And there's the dashboard. Let me get in a sec, because I am absolutely blistering hot. It's a really warm day, and I just want to put the aircon on a second. So it'll give me the opportunity, though, to start the car up and show you how everything works on it. So first of all, let me just show you that the mileage on this particular car, particular Kia, it'll come up, I believe. It's 187 anyway. Let's just start it up, shall we? 187, there you are. You can hopefully see it on the right-hand side there. Now, I'm going to turn the fan off for a second, because what I want to do is depress the clutch on it, so just to listen for the dual mass flywheel, right? You're listening for any change in the engine note whatsoever. There isn't any. Obviously, I know there isn't any because it's right, but it is something that you need to be listening out for. That's a Bluetooth system that's been fitted on the car, which was just chiming in there. So you can connect your phone up, but only for music, apparently. Let's have a look at the dashboard. Very, very well screwed together these were. Dual climate control, 6-speed manual gearbox, and an electric handbrake, which is over by there, and that's working perfectly as well. All the things that go wrong on Passats, like, you know, things like the electric handbrake, things like the dual mass flywheel, they're all perfect on this car. And also the cam belt's been changed fairly regularly during its life, so it's a good solid car, this. Let's just put that back up a second. Can you still hear me? I hope so. We've got cup holders, we've got armrests, we've got space for 5 adults, including isofix points in the back, and we've got a very, very well constructed interior. Do all the windows work, I hear you ask? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, indeed they do. So we've got all electric windows working perfectly on it to go with an interior that I think really is still looking really well presented, still very comfortable. You're in a nice comfortable driving position in these. There's tons of space in them, more room in this than any other car in its class. You know, the seat goes so far back, and you always find that in German cars. They always have that sort of, you know, large amount of adjustment in the seats, because of course the European market means that there are some very tall drivers. You know, think of the Netherlands and actually Germany itself. You know, the average height is above what we have in Britain, and because of that, you do tend to find that the German cars have that little bit of extra space inside. So if you are a taller driver or a larger person, you will feel very comfortable in a Volkswagen Passat. Everything in here works as it should. The engine sounds good. I'll rev it. Sounds as a 4-cylinder diesel auto. Turbo kicks in well. Clutch is good. Gearbox changes beautifully. No crunching in any of the gears. Another thing that you do perhaps need to be aware of on these is that sometimes you do get a little bit of wear on second gear synchro, but there is no wear evident on this particular car. I really like this car. Top and bottom. It's a cheap one. It's not going to be big bucks, and we'll price it according to the market. 187,000 miles though. you know, when you think about it, it's only done 10,000 miles a year, this car has. So I think probably a lot of them at this age now are going to be getting up to towards the 200,000 mark. They're just a car that was built to do the job, really, these. So there you go, guys. If you're after a diesel estate car for under £2,000, please form an orderly queue, because that's what this car's going up for, 1995. And I think it's probably one of the best diesel estate cars out there for that sort of money, because this engine's a really solid engine. It doesn't give any real trouble. The 140 brake versions especially were really hard wearing. So let us know if you're interested in it. 07932 873 646, that's my number. And I'll be happy to take part exchange against this car as well, and also I'm happy to arrange delivery on it if needed. So give us a shout, let us know where you are, and we'll see if we can make it happen for you. Thanks ever so much for watching, as ever. We do appreciate your views. We'll appreciate it even more if you would subscribe to the channel. So if you can click on the subscribe button, hit the notifications, and you will be kept informed of cars we got coming in and out, and general goings on at the garage on the channel. But thanks ever so much again. That number I'll give you one more time is 07932 873 646. I appreciate it's an oldie, but you know what? It's a goodie. And in many ways harder wearing than some of the cars that have come after it. So if you're after a good example of a really solid diesel estate, well, you know, these are one of the better ones out there. So hopefully see you soon anyway. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day wherever you are. And please, as always, comment below and let us know your thoughts and your insights into this model of Passat and this model of 2-litre TDCI engine. Am I right in what I'm saying? Well, let me know either way, if you agree or not. And what would you have if you weren't buying, if you were looking for a car under £2,000? Estate, diesel. What do you think's out there that could beat the Passat? I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts, so please comment below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.